Ready or not, here I come!
You know, in the films of Walt Disney and the films of Pixar, you see a similar quality of always striving for some new technological innovation.
Who cares about the company? What about us?
And that's certainly the case in Monsters Incorporated.
Hey.
That's right, baby.
In every story that we create at Pixar, there is something in the story that's something we don't know how to do.
I love working with that big guy.
We don't want to just repeat ourselves. We want to, push the envelope technically.
So whenever they say, I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do that, I'm thinking now, I've gotten used to the fact that they're probably going to figure it out in a couple of days.
Shh, 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 shh. Do you hear that? It's the winds of change.
This film's always been a film about a big hairy monster.
You're the boss, you're the boss, you're the big hairy boss.
And that, of course, got everybody very worried initially because fur, in general, is one of the hardest things to do in computer graphics.
Sullivan is in about 600 shots in the film. On a big, furry, 8-foot-tall monster, you need to have about 3 million hairs.
Is that a joke? Tell me you're joking.
Can you imagine if you had an animator who had to go through and animate every single hair? That would just drive them insane, basically. All our animators would quit.
That's it. I'm out of ideas. We're closed.
We had to figure out a way for that hair to move automatically. And that's the genius.
We engineered a whole dynamic system that basically let the animators not have to worry about that at all.
Our animators just move the character, and then computationally, all the fur figures out how to move itself. And that allows us to achieve a level of visual complexity that we never could without this dynamic, intelligent fur.
So he'll do this movement, and the fur is aware of gravity and some sort of wind resistance, and it responds appropriately.
And the same thing is true of cloth.
When I move my arm, this is very sophisticated bending and folding of that cloth.
It's just completely random, and it moves, all over the place.
So we came up with a dynamic system just like the hair that deals with the cloth.
This is perfect.
The animators could just have Boo run around and be cute, and after the animation was done, we would apply this automated animation to her t-shirt that would figure out how everything should move and fold.
The software that we're using is simulating the basic laws of physics, such as the bending and the stretching and the shear and that kind of thing.
The nightmare is over.
The dynamics puts us into a whole different realm where you're not asking an animator to create motion, but now we're asking a computer program to create motion.
And so the cloth moves by itself, the fur moves by itself, and this is where we've put a tremendous amount of energy.
What a plan. Simple, yet insane.
The door vault is pretty amazing at Monsters, Inc. It's got something like 23 million closet doors stored in it.
Whoa. Oh boy.
We literally had to figure out how to draw millions of doors, and this seemed like a total impossibility. Nobody thought we could really do that.
Your stunned silence is very reassuring.
The way we do it is sort of a trick. We draw what you could think of as a little cardboard of paper, and the renderer thinks about it as a little piece of paper, and so it's very efficient to render, but it tends to look from medium to far distances just like a real door.
I still don't understand.
Basically what I did was create a sort of program that figured out exactly how the door should move.
Oh.
If the door is going around a curve, then it needs to swing out to approximate that centrifugal force. There's this really nice organic quality to it. It looks almost like a traffic jam in San Francisco.
We're working on scenes right now that involve Sullivan in the Himalayas. He had to be extremely foggy, so to give this feeling of coldness, very hostile environment.
No!
Everybody was a little afraid of the complexity and the technological challenges that we had to actually make this environment to look believable.
They're like, no, it can't be done.
Yeah, possible.
In particular, we have two specific sequences that happen to be in completely snow environment under like a snowstorm.
Yeah, but then you challenge them to say, come on, you can do it. You can do it. You're awesome.
You're still not listening.
We actually do model those snowflakes individually that fall. And we have to take into account things like the wind, because the wind also would affect the way Sullivan's fur moved. Sullivan is launched from a toboggan. He's been outside in a snowy blizzard for a long time, so what we would expect is that he would accumulate snow in his fur as it's falling from the sky. And we attached individual snowflakes to the hairs. We would determine how likely it was that there would be a snowflake there based on how long he'd been outside, what direction the wind was blowing, and how he hit the snow when he landed off the sled.
We really sweat the details.
Well, James, that was an impressive display. Oh, just doing my job, Mr. Waternoose. Of course, I did learn from the best.